Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to paint this spooky house at nighttime. We're going to use cool colors, we're going to use black paint to create a silhouette, we're also going to use white paint for the light, the stars, the moon, the light inside the house. We're making a silhouette. A silhouette is a dark image outlined against a lighter background. You will need a piece of white paper. You will need some paint brushes, various sizes. You will need a pencil to draw with. You will need a cup of water for cleaning off your brushes. Also, a paper plate. This will act as your palette. This is where you will mix colors and keep your paint. I'm using tempera paint today. You will need violet, blue, white, and black tempera paint today. Cool colors are blue, green, and purple. They make you think cold thoughts. Think ice, cold water. Cool colors are also relaxing. They're more calming than the warm colors. A tint is when you add white to a color. And in this painting today, we're going to add white to blue and purple and create some tints. I'm going to start with my white paint and I'm going to make a large white circle for the moon. I know it's hard to see the white on white, but it's there. Okay. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of the white color into the blue, just on the edge of that blue puddle there. Mix it in, and that's creating a tint, a lighter blue. Then I'm gonna start here and kind of just go around in a circular fashion. Okay, and clean my brush off. Now I'm gonna add more white here, like right on the edge, and try to like blend it together. Now I'm going to mix some more blue with the tint, get a darker tint. And go around the outside of the circle a little bit more. Clean off the brush. And I'm gonna blend the darker blue with the lighter blue, like right in the middle there. So without any paint on my brush, I'm just gonna kind of go in the middle, whoop, and mix those together. All right, now I'm gonna put more white in the middle of the moon. Here, kind of just work my way out of the circle like this. And clean your brush off whenever you need to. That's what that cup of water is for. So I notice I messed up here, so I'm gonna take the brush and just kind of fix that mark right there, see? The sky gets darker the further away it is from the moon. So the outside edges of my paper are going to be darker, so I'm gonna use purple for that and just straight blue. I'm gonna start with purple along the edge. I'm gonna do purple on the side. Over here. And then right here where it's still white, I'm gonna put the blue and try to mix that together. Mixing this blue with the purple and with that lighter blue, that blue tint that we made. So we're gonna get a blue-violet color right here. And then a darker blue up here. I'm still making a circular brush stroke as I'm painting. So you see the painting gets darker the further away it is from the moon. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm gonna use a clean brush, and then I'm going to take this light blue and kind of blend it out that way, like here, like get this blended nicely. So I didn't put any paint on the brush. I'm re-wetting some of this tint that we made and blending it in with the blue. So we're using cool colors right now. Cool colors are colors of like the sky, water, blues, purples. Green is also a cool color, but we're not using it today. So just with a clean brush, I'm just gonna go back and just try to blend it a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit more white on the moon because I can see some of the paper through that white color. So make sure your brush is clean. Get your white, make sure it's not mixed with any of that blue. Just kind of start a circle and swirl out. So we have the moon. I'm gonna add some white little dots for the stars. I'm gonna switch brushes. Use a round brush. This one. So I'm gonna go and add a couple stars in the sky with the white paint. It's a couple dots. Try to make them random if you can. The sky is done. I'm gonna go put this on the drying rack and let it dry for a little bit. The paint is mostly dry except for a few areas like the white here and some of this dark blue and purple, but I think it's ready to start the next part. I have my paint ready for this next step. I'm gonna use black paint and white paint. You could paint the images on there, or you could sketch it out in pencil first, whichever you feel more comfortable with. First, I'm going to make a pencil line for the ground. You can see it. Okay, that'll represent the ground. On the right side, I'm going to draw the house. I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'm going to draw a trapezoid-shaped roof. Give it a chimney right about here. And give it a circle window. It's in the attic. Then down here, let's make a rectangle for the door. I'm going to put a little window in the door. I drew a rectangular window with a plus for the frame of the window. I'm going to do a plus up here as well. Watching out for that white paint, it's still a little wet. And then the second floor windows will be an upside down U. Okay, that's called it. An arched window. Now these stars that I can still see, I will paint over them with black. Okay, the house is drawn. Then over on this side, I'm going to draw the tree. So I'm going to draw 2 lines for the trunk. And then I like to make my trees by using a letter V. So every time I make the letter V, you can see it in my fingers here, it makes 2 branches. So I kind of like to think of it like that. So I make a letter V, and then that breaks the trunk up into 2 branches. And then you do it again, and now we have 4. So every time you make a V, it doubles the amount of branches. And the branches get smaller and smaller as you get taller on the tree, okay? Now this part's still a little bit wet, so the pencil lines might not look that great, but I'll work with what I can. For these smaller branches, I'm just making sideways V's. And they get smaller and smaller. And they can crisscross, and they make like other letters like X and Y. I got a little paint on my pencil because this was still wet. That's okay. You can draw a different kind of tree, of course. I think that this one looks spooky, and I like these kind of trees. They have a lot of character. All right, my tree is done. Then on the ground, I'm going to make a fence. So I'm going to do 2 lines. Whoa. And on the top, I'm going to make an upside down V. So I'm going to make 2 lines like a tall 11 and then an upside down V on the top. So space it out, go all the way across. 2 lines, upside down V. Now this one we wouldn't see because it's in front of the tree. So pretend there's one there, and there might be one here. Then we need to make 2 horizontal lines going across. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and do the same thing towards the bottom of the fence. 2 lines going across. And up here in the sky, I'm going to draw 2 bats flying in front of the moon. So I like to draw my bats by making a letter M for the ears. And then below that, I make a letter V for the tail. And then I'm going to draw a curved line going up like this, like a rainbow curve. Then one going to the left, rainbow curve. And then I'm going to make 3 rainbow curve lines and then attach it to the top of the V. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's 1 bat. And then I think I'll put another one over here. And on this one, I'm going to do some of the same steps. So make an M for the ears, a V for the tail. Now this one, I'm going to make the wings going more straight up. So I'm going to do 2 slanted lines. Kind of curve a little bit at the top, and then the 3, 1, 2, 3, the 3 rainbow curve lines, like that. You can do more than 2 bats if you want. Now the inside of the windows, I'm going to paint white after I paint the whole thing black, because this is a silhouette, so you won't be able to see a lot of the detail of the picture. Before I start painting black, I'm going to just take a clean brush and I'm going to wipe off some of this white paint that I did for the sky. That's going to end up mixing up with the black and create a gray color that I don't want. So I'm going to wipe off some of this white. So if you have that problem too, just wipe off some of the white paint. It's okay, because we're going to cover this part up. It's not going to mess up your picture. There you go, and there's one on the tree. All right, let that dry for a little bit. We're going to paint the inside of everything that we just drew with black paint, except for the inside of the windows. So you need like a medium-sized brush. And I like to start with the bottom, so I'm going to paint the ground black. I'm going to switch brushes, this is too thick. I'm going to get a skinnier brush to do the details on the fence here. Try to cover up all of your pencil lines as you're painting. Some areas might need 2 coats. Wait until it dries and see if it's a solid black color and you don't see any of that purple or blue through the paint. It's okay if the slats of the fence don't all look the same size. Use a smaller brush for the tiny branches. I'm going to use a medium brush to paint the house. I'm gonna let the black paint dry. Once it's dry, I'm gonna come back in with some white and finish up the windows on the house. Most of the black paint is dry. I'm gonna start adding white to the windows now. I'm done painting with white. Now I'm going to take the black paint and I'm going to fix up a couple of the branches that I noticed need fixing. And then once the white paint dries a little bit more, I'm going to make the frame of the window by making a plus on each window. Now I'm going to use black and add the frames on the windows. On this last window, I'm going to make like a hashtag sign or a number sign. So I'm going to make 2 horizontal lines going across like this. And then 2 coming down. had a chance to look at the painting a little bit more as it was drying, and I decided to add a couple more things. I'm gonna add some smaller bats in the background. Actually, I looked up some pictures and I did some quick sketches. I'm gonna add a couple more bats so it looks like they're flying away from us. I brought in some skinnier brushes to do that, and I'm going to use the skinny brushes to make a couple more branches here on the tree. I noticed that a couple of the windows needed a few touch-ups, so I'm gonna work on that as well. I'm gonna make the branches a little bit skinnier. I'm done adding extra bats. I made smaller bats so it looks like the bats are coming at us from a distance. I also added some smaller branches to make the tree look a little more realistic. And then I noticed some problems with the windows, so I corrected those. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll show you what it looks like finished. I hope you enjoyed making this painting with me today. My favorite part was making the bats in the sky. Hope to see you next time. Check out my other videos. See you later.